Apologies for the wet hair, but I mean, if I dried it, this video would not get done because I would be doing that all day. Oh my god, you guys. We have finally made it to the end of 2021. What a ride it's been, eh? I'm actually so thankful that we have our bullet journals to look through and reflect on the past year because honestly, my memory is terrible and I definitely would have forgot a lot of events and happenings. It's amazing how many things can happen in a year, even though on a day-to-day basis it feels like nothing ever really happened. But we are not here right now to talk about all of 2021. We're going to get right into the December setup because I'm not gonna lie, I am very much looking forward to ending the floral themes. Alright, so to start off, I'm trying out a very new and very different font from my usual style. I found it on Canva and I decided that if December's gonna go out with a bang, then it was only proper that I have big bold lettering to match. I'm always scared of drawing huge letters because it's so easy to mess up and I naturally write really small. So this was a harrowing adventure. It kind of gives me like Nightmare Before Christmas vibes, which I'm not sure if it's a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie. I always watched it at Christmas time, but probably everyone else ever watches it during the spooky season. Anyway, we've got an actual seasonal flower this month, of course being the poinsettia. It just occurred to me that I should have bought one to add into the background for a nice matching prop, especially since they're everywhere right now for Christmas. I literally never think of these things on time. This one was kind of hard for me to draw realistically because I still struggle with big petals like these. The petals are very much shaped like leaves, and I struggle with those too. They're just really veiny and I don't know how to work with that. Along with the poinsettia, we've got a bunch of different twiggy leafy doodles, since I like those, and some little berries of all shapes and sizes. This month we have a pretty chill calendar since last month's was pretty elaborate, but we still have a Dutch door because I'm obsessed and will never give those up. So on the other side of the Dutch door, we have a big side panel of flowers, of course, and a cute little argyle-ish border to separate it from the rest of the page. I also drew in a little pine tree twig because they're cute and super easy to draw, so why not? I'm not really sure why I insist on always drawing out serif fonts. They're kind of hard to draw well, especially if you've just had some coffee and your hand isn't super steady. Not that that was me. I mean, that's just what I heard. In January, I decided I didn't want to bother tracking mood and sleep every month because I generally stay pretty balanced. I did start incorporating a stress tracker for a few months though, so I'm gonna keep that up this month too. So altogether, I have my habit tracker, a mood/stress tracker, a sleep tracker, and now that I think of it, I should have added a step tracker too, so maybe I'll go back later and add that in somewhere. Not sure where yet, but I'm sure I can figure something out. To save myself some time, I got these numbered stickers from Stick with Kate on Etsy. But I struggled so much with getting them lined up perfectly that I doubt I saved myself any time at all. I then also realized that I didn't make enough space for every day of the month on the bottom tracker. I don't know how I even managed that. Like, did I count at all? Why didn't I just line it up with the top tracker? I don't know what was going through my mind then. One of my habits for December is drawing. I decided my 2022 theme overall is going to be either female mythical creatures or just mermaids. Not sure which yet. But I'm also really unfamiliar with drawing human shapes, so I want to get in plenty of practice before the end of the month. If I get good enough, I'd also love to start making them into prints to sell in my shop. And I also want to start learning to make stickers. So I have a lot of drawing to do. So ideally, by the end of the month, this habit will be checked off at least every second day. So a few weeks ago back on Instagram, I mentioned how much I love calendar spreads and how cute it would be to make a memories page in that format. And a whole bunch of you egged me on to do it, so that's what I'm doing. Am I even going to have 31 noteworthy things to put in here? Probably not. So I'm likely going to end up filling in some spaces with random things like had a headache or stubbed my toe. On the right side we have another flower, which looks a little cramped, but oh well. That's the life of a flower sometimes. Then I cut around the flower to make, of course, another Dutch door. And I'll be honest with you, I had no idea what I was doing here. I'm usually more structured when it comes to my Dutch doors, but since I was cutting around a shape rather than a straight line, I wasn't really sure how to cut it. It would be way too time consuming to cut around each individual leaf and petal, so I just kind of rounded it out. But I didn't really like that either, so it just is what it is. On the other side of the Dutch door, I drew another flower and some leafy twigs. It kind of turned out awkward because it's not the exact same as the other side, so the proportions are off. I basically just took this whole Dutch door as a learning experience. On the rest of the page is our first weekly. It's a super basic horizontal layout with a little mini calendar and another side panel, but this time with cute twigs and pine cones. I was scared to draw the pine cones at first because they're a weird shingly kind of shape, but they actually turned out to be really easy. You're basically just drawing little blobs in a rough teardrop shape. And the more rough your lines are, the more natural it looks, so that was nice. Alright, so we're on to week 2, and I went on the complete opposite end of the spectrum this time and made a more drawing intensive spread. Poinsettias big and small, plus a little wreath because I love wreaths. Week 3. And remember how I just said that I love wreaths? Well, I decided to make a whole weekly around one. This one is my favorite, and not just because of my bias toward wreaths. Actually it is. Never mind. Alright, we're on to the final weekly, and I went overboard again and drew 2 huge borders of flowers and leaves because my hand wasn't cramped enough from drawing them. This one definitely took a while as I added in so much more filler with the twigs and leaves. So this next page is of course a review page, but after the past few months of having more elaborate review spreads, I decided to keep this one super simple. Just what worked and what needed improvement. Okay, so this is something new for my usual floral drawing page. Normally I just draw on the page opposite of my review page, but I had the idea this time to make 2 Dutch doors with the drawing in the center. Like I said, summer's gotta go out with a bang, right? I thought after I cut everything that it would have been cute to make the entire circle itself into a tree ornament, but again, I get these thoughts too late. On the other side of the 2 Dutch doors, we have a little page for highlights. The left side is for December highlights, and the right side will be for 2021 highlights. I'm sure there are more than will be able to fit on this tiny page, so I guess I'll just have to be picky and only choose the best of the best. Then on the other side, we have a page for 2021 review. This one will probably be more than 1 page long, so I had left a few pages blank after it in case I need more space to write. And there we have it, guys. Here's the final flippy flip of everything completed. As usual, thank you guys so much for hanging out here and watching my video. One of my 2021 highlights has definitely been starting this channel and getting to dive into this YouTube community and make so many new friends. I've got some big plans for 2022, so keep your eye out because I'll definitely be sharing and documenting a whole bunch of things. Have a wonderful December, happy holidays if you celebrate, and here's to a fantastic end of 2021. Bye!